Howdy folks, it's Johan, your favorite little ink blob, back at it today with a continuation of NieR. I do apologize, I probably should have played back the recording. We'll see, I don't think it's that bad looking at the audio levels when I'm quiet. Yeah. But if there is like a little bit of extra background noise, it's because I have a space heater running because it is cold in my room. But we are back, and I think we are going to be continuing on with a couple of side quests. I don't know which ones, but I want to make sure that we're doing side quests this time around. Ooh, quest, perfect. I want to do a couple of those, and then it seems like the next thing on the docket is going to the bunker and checking in on stuff there. Hello, my android friend. I can't believe I have to say this, but it seems like son is locked in again? He was doing so well. He even talked to that girl he liked, but yesterday he had some sort of relapse. I am so ashamed to be in this position, but would you mind helping me one more time? Fine, whatever. Of course we'll help. You're going to love this one. You shouldn't be proud of hiding from the outside world. Besides, I thought you had a girlfriend. Maybe, but I'll tell you if you get my lock open. This is so stupid. Yeah, I'm sure that there's no element of, like, this is giving him attention in a controlled way. The permanent recluse accepted. Intriguing. Okay, so it's the black ones. Oh god. Oh no. Wow, it's even more complex than before, it says. Goodness gracious. Oh no, okay. So we also have to fight things through the maze. Whew. And avoid bad things to... Avoid the bad touches. Oh no, 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 no. So another wave is gonna spawn. Oh crap, and we're out of time? Oh my god, okay. So we need to be confident. Okay. I don't know how to dodge the first hit. Oh god! It's the orange blocks, man! Why do those always get me? Okay. You know, I feel like I spend a lot of time in my videos talking about, like... Oh god. Crap! Just sort of, like, about recording the videos themselves, and I feel like I need to cut back on that a little bit, since there's X amount of interest repeating myself over and over, is liable. Oh, wait, what if... Haha, what if we just dodge the issue? Oh my god, okay, but yes, I think dodging there is probably the smart move. But I've been trying to do... I've been trying to do one video per day, and I've fallen short of that, because it's funny, I really enjoy it when I sit down to actually record the video. Oh god. It's just like finding the time to sit down and focus on, whew, there we go, just doing the thing. It's easier than the stream time, but it's also way more easy to get distracted because it's like, oh, I haven't committed to the particular time. So I think building a schedule for myself would be good a little bit, so like I can be flexible, but I still have something I'm holding myself to. It's just, I don't know, it's interesting. It is interesting. Did a hydrate, and apparently that decided to go into my little inky lung. Not that I as Johan have those, but oh god. I don't know, it's certainly interesting trying to get my brain going on doing something that I like but requires commitment without pay, because like a job, even then I don't think it's the pay of jobs that keeps me going back. It's because the pay makes it real and serious and gives legal consequences, which I think helps. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting how tough I find it to get myself to do something that I enjoy, but that has expectations. Ugh, okay. Do you even know how much trouble you've caused for everyone, young man? Well, do you? Okay, kid, spill it. What's your deal? I've been trying, okay? I went out and talked to everyone I saw. I even talked to the girl I liked. It was fun. But then it got hard, cause you can't just talk to people, you know. You have to read between the lines and stuff. Yeah, social anxiety? So I kinda decided that staying inside was way easier. But I have a dream now. I'm gonna be the best shut-in I can possibly be. Next time, I'm gonna make a lock you won't be able to break in a bajillion quintillion years. Will you listen to my darling boy? He has a goal now. How wonderful. And it's all thanks to you. Don't mention it? Why do I have the feeling we're back to square one? Yeah, it certainly seems that way a bit. But, like, you know, good for him. And maybe that sounds weird, to be congratulating a robot or anyone for deciding to basically shut themselves off for the rest of their life. And I don't think that's necessarily great. I think, you know, humans being social creatures and all that, which is maybe funny to say about a robot. But you know, shutting yourself away forever is not necessarily a good thing, but a decision like that is not actually necessarily permanent, right? You know, he makes that decision now, and if he changes his mind or seeks community, he can still step out and go. But if, for the time being, that gives him a goal, something to focus on, something to do, good for him. You know, it's... There are some decisions that are actually binding, and, you know, you can't go back from, but there are some like that where, you know, you can always choose to step outside and just keep going. So finding something that keeps him going for now, I think that's great. Deliver the information on the old world to Pascal. Oh, have we not done that? Huh. And then mysterious letter, right? We could look at that more. We could also just try and pick up some other quests. Let's look at the map. Okay. What are you? What are you, point of interest on my little mini-map? Show me, tell me. I do like, though, the recluse, as a kind of neat little nod to, you know, a lot of the machines seem to, oh, okay, so it is back there, weird. A lot of the machines certainly seem to have, like, something, I don't necessarily want to say off about them, but something that is outside of normal operating parameters, right? Something that is beyond the expected. And I think that's kind of neat because it adds a lot of personality and characters similar to people. But I do like that one in particular because it certainly seems to be coded as, you know, some form of like social anxiety, neurodivergence, you know, the difficulty with understanding the, like, reading between the lines. You know, you could have a variety of reads on different things like autism, maybe not as much ADHD, but there's a lot of overlap there, so habitually just said wolf. But you know, there are a number of reads on that you could apply for neurodivergence, which I think is very interesting. Oh, can we deliver it to Pascal? Hey, Pascal, is this the kind of old world information you were looking for? Ah, thank you so much. I find this data from mankind to be ever so fascinating. I know it's not much, but please take this as my thanks. You're right, that isn't much, but still, happily. Let me know if you find any data on the old world. Okay. Because, man, why can't I... It must be that we need to, like, go... Why am I having trouble finding the place where we can go down where, Oh. Oh? Wait. Oh, is this just the normal way? This... Have I been this way before? This feels different. No! Oh, okay, okay. This is the kingdom. Okay. So we've come up this way. I don't think I've ever gone out the village that way. Wow. Okay, wonky. Or not. It's not mapped in my brain then. I think I've mentioned in some various content, which it's fun. I mention a lot of stuff as like, oh, you know, I was talking about this the other day, and I realized that not necessarily everyone watches everything that I put out, so I'm not sure how helpful that is, but I also feel bad repeating myself. Or I feel self-conscious repeating myself. That's a better way to put it. But, I've been listening to an audiobook, of a book called Stand on Zanzibar, which, yeah, deals a lot with themes of, like, overpopulation and whatnot, and a big undercurrent of it, at least in the section that I'm currently in, is, eugenics, or at the very least, like, selective breeding, which, yes, is eugenics, but it is not. It's such a sense. That is such a touchy subject, or I shouldn't even say touchy. That is a subject that a lot of people have very strong negative feelings about. So I'm like, oh, but you know, they aren't treating it as a negative thing. So it's talking about eugenics programs in it. And it's treating it as a semi-positive thing, at least in the world. Granted, this is a dystopian novel, but one that is kind of weird in that there's a lot of things that feel very modern about it. But like a big topic is the balancing the elimination of generational or basically genetic diseases against people's desire to have kids of their own. And basically, you know, treating it as less about like, oh, let's make the perfect person and whatnot, but as you know, like, hey, these are some significant degradations to quality of life. We should probably try to get rid of those, which on the surface, I think that's part of why, at least when I was younger, you know, I remember learning about genetics for the first time and going, oh, yeah, you could cure so many things dealing with genetics and such. I think a number of people have looked at that, but then it gets into that very sticky, but what do you classify as a disease or something that needs to be eliminated versus something that is variety that, you know, offers different perspectives and such, which I think a lot of people have a good grasp on why that gets tricky, and there are people who don't, which tend to be a lot more, oh, hey, we should do something like that. But the reason I bring that up, is not because, oh, hey, let's just start a conversation about that, but because I find it really interesting that they are portraying like neurodiversity. We were talking about, like, you know, that could potentially be coded as autism in that one machine, and or even social anxiety. And while in humans, I think most of us view that as abhorrent, I think I've definitely had conversations with people when it comes to, like, machines. It's like, well, why don't they just reprogram things that they don't like about themselves, or, you know, or that are wrong with them? Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that machine, but I think it is a lot easier with the flexibility that in theory they have of a machine. It's a lot easier to just think of they could just whip up some lines of code. So presumably that machine likes to be that way. And you can take that either as a read of, well, why does it why did it choose to be that way if it had that choice? Or alternately, you know, why doesn't it fix itself, air quotes? But, you know, both of those things, it simply is. And it adds interesting perspective as a result of that. I don't know. I'm just sitting here yapping and not playing the game, but it's I think that a lot of what NieR is doing is holding up machines and androids as reflections of ourselves and asking us to consider, are they as different as we think? And think about the ways that they are actually different. And I don't know, that's to me a very interesting question is, you know, we've demonstrated hacking ability, not necessarily for modifying things, but they've got a network which affects their mood and such. So presumably all aspects of machines, or at least like their personality and such, seems like it would be relatively easily mutable, which then I think raises some questions about, you know, then why is there variety? But oh man, because even that's interesting, because they would still presumably have some sort of base template, so that could create different opinions on what to work with. So that's, you know, I don't know. Ultimately, everyone's different and everyone has different views of what they want to be. So even if you could optimize things, air quotes, you wouldn't get the same view of what optimal is, which I think is good. I like that variety, but I don't know. So move on. That's rattling around, thanks to Stand on Zanzibar. Fascinating book. If anyone is interested, highly recommend it. But there we go. I heard an explosion in the distance. Are you okay? Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. Literally just sitting on that. But, I mean, like, man, I love that this is a game that can... it's got so many little things like that, where it's just like, oh. So we're seeing... If nothing else, we are seeing that machine as struggling with social interaction. While maintaining a desire for social interaction, at least up until it decides to become fully a hermit. And that begs the question, why does it struggle with that social interaction? Because presumably, oh my god, it's that ladder. Why? Oh my god. Good job, Johan. But it's like, you know, why... It feels like there should be something that it can do. Oh no, sorry, is something wrong? Percy, please, just let us go. I think there might be some kind of misunderstanding here. You mean you aren't here to arrest us? No. Wait, why do you think I'd arrest you? We deserted the resistance. You what? We just want to find a place where the two of us can live our lives in peace. Is that so wrong? Please don't tell anyone that we're here, please. We're not with the resistance, we're Yorha. We don't have any obligation to report you to your superiors. Thank goodness. Still, if you guys stay here, they're going to find you eventually. We don't have a choice. My locomotion functions have been damaged and we don't have the necessary materials to perform repairs. I don't suppose you'd bring us the materials we need? Huh? Who? Us? We can't get them ourselves. If we leave this place, we'll be found for certain. I know it's a lot to ask, but we promised a reward for you. Please? Yes. Thank you. We just need an elaborate gadget to conduct the repairs. Saw one near the abandoned factory. Thank you again. We know you can do this. So, interesting. So, that's really interesting, because the sister machine, they've stayed reunited. But we helped the resistance members last time. So why do they not seem to remember us? Why, like, is there a difference? It can't just be a difference between machine and android, because we know that, or Anemone certainly seemed to remember us and be like overtly referencing that this is the second time around. That's interesting, and I have questions. But yeah, I don't know, it's... I've seen a lot of fiction deal with the mutability of machines and programming, like, oh, we can just change things. And granted, a lot of it then does point out that, hey, maybe that wasn't such a great idea, because, if something is alive in any capacity, it turns out that often it causes problems if you try to basically force things upon it. Crazy, I know. But I don't know. I feel like it raises that question. That might also just partly be because of what I'm air quotes reading at the same time. But the game has a lot of little throwaways that, if you are paying attention and you are actively trying to consume the game and listen to its questions, asks you a pretty good breadth of them. So I think that's neat. And again, I am very glad that there is such variety in the characters. I am very much of the opinion that, variety is cool. That's part of why I've loved streaming so much, is getting to hear from a lot of different people with a lot of different perspectives. If everyone thought like me, A, I'd be vaguely terrified for the world, and B, I think I would get bored very quickly. True. Okay. Oh wow, so it is down, or is it just trying to tell us to go to the bunker? I think it's just trying to tell us to go to the bunker. No. No. I want to be able to, yep, okay. Shut the hell up. You'll make me blush. Okay. No, that's not what I want. I want an elaborate part. Okay. So over there. So factory entrance. Sure. Sure. What? Ooh, what's this? It's probably like a small recovery. Copper ore? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Who wouldn't want copper ore? It's like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, because maybe focus on like a new side quest, since I am not going to do everything exhaustively, right? I want to experience more of it, but again, I would be unsurprised if there were further playthroughs, or if there was more story and that required more playthroughs to get to, or also potentially, at some point I may revisit it even if there isn't more, because this very much feels like the kind of game that you play, you get a lot out of, and then you replay at some point when you get like just this hankering for it. Because like I think I've talked about a lot before, like Evangelion is a show that I think it is terrible as a show. Oh. Terrible as a show, fantastic as an art piece that, at least for me, was very much what I needed at a certain point in my life. Although it's kind of goofy. I think Evangelion has helped me a lot. In just sort of being okay with the messiness of life and the fact that there is a fundamental isolation to being an individual, but that there's also camaraderie in the fact that everyone is an individual. And so that is a shared experience, which makes us have a little more community and be a little less individual. Funny how that works. Is this the part? There we go. But yeah, the first time I watched it, I was like, what the hell did I just watch? But at some point I went back, because I'm like, I think I have just seen someone's vision of, or someone's idea of what God is. And so I needed to go back and dig into it more. And the time I watched it, I went, holy crap. And I think it did very well in helping me think about and evaluate my own relationship with like my mental health, because it deals a lot with depression. And yeah, I don't know. I think NieR feels like the kind of game that does something similar, where I've talked about it being kind of hostile to play, right? This game is not here to make it like, oh, hey, this is a super nice, super convenient, easy thing to play. There are mechanics that you get to engage with, but they are a vector for exploring the world that I think it is a fairly clunky instrument for exploring the world. But it's a compelling enough world that I keep coming back and using the clunky instrument. And yes, I think Evangelion is somewhat similar. Just sort of a lot to say in a way that's weirdly paced and not super friendly to like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and watch an episode of Evangelion at the end of a nice long day. I'm gonna kick back with my beer and watch an episode of Eva. At least for me, it does not fill that role, and I suspect for many folks it would not do well for that. But it's still absolutely worth watching, just for different reasons. That's it. Now my companion can fix what's been ailing him. I'm so glad we trusted you. We'll leave this place as soon as we can. Please pray for our safe passage. I'm trying to remember. So I remember that they were here last time, but I can't remember. I don't think they needed that specific piece. So I wonder if... So maybe it's not that they don't remember, but maybe they're like demanding more, or maybe stuff did work. They forgot us, and it's just their needs have increased. I don't know. As with many things in this game, I don't know. But we'll find out. Let's pick one more mini quest, a little side quest. I shouldn't say mini quest, because is there not... I feel like that is the most surefire way to end up having a quest take forever. But, okay, so city ruins near the tower. Something interesting there, so let's go for that. So we'll try one more, I think, hit the bunker, and then I forget how long that takes, but maybe we do one more after that. City ruins near the tower. Boop, boop, boop. I will... Being on this side of stuff, and I like doing them as the full videos, but I can see a lot more why a lot of the YouTubers and such that I watched when, I was younger, which, like, I mean, anything in the past is when I'm younger, but like, 10 or so years ago, I was watching a lot more YouTube and such, and, a lot of folks doing like little 20-minute videos of games, a lot of times editing it down. Because there's a lot to do. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There's more than an hour to do for like having stuff, and it doesn't help that I spend so much of it just sitting there yapping.
That machine.
Oh.
I think something's wrong with it.
No, I don't want to hit it. So let's go back down first. But yeah, if I could be arsed to edit and thought that was the kind of thing that I wanted to be putting forward, instead of just, hey, I want to sit down, turn on the camera, and share and have a record of the full thing. I can understand why you would record a lot more than an hour and then try and pare it down, because there's... Woo! Oh. That's so weird. Oh, no, no, no. Is it fighting us? Yes, it is. Man, it's very beast-like. That's so strange. There are a lot of things that don't unsettle me that I think some folks might find more unsettling. This, I suspect most folks won't, but this is just, oh, this feels uncanny and bad to me. I do not like those. They're, man, it's like, they're cute, but if I wasn't experiencing them, if I was just seeing them, I think I'd go cute. But experiencing them, something about how they're moving, I don't know. It's just making me uncomfortable. Yeah, there's a lot to do and stuff, and I think somewhat shorter videos are nicer to watch, or at least like hour length is more consumable. Although, you know, I watch a variety. I don't know what I'm saying here, but I can understand there's a lot more not happening than there is happening in these, I think. Hello? Anybody home in there? Come on, I know you can hear me. What are you doing here? Analysis scans indicate no mechanical malfunctions in this unit. Therefore, it must be deliberately ignoring you. So it's gonna be like that, is it? Can we... We can hack it. I don't want to hurt it, but this seems like the way to get through. That voice couldn't have been that machine's thoughts, right? Was it seriously trying to figure out the meaning of existence? Negative, machine life forms do not possess such thought routines. Uh-huh. Well, yeah, but... Still ignoring me. Can we hack it again? Interesting. See? Little environmental throwaway. And we've been up here before. What was it going on about that? Let's reload that. Let's reload that. Because we can go back, we can do that 5 minutes. That, I don't like save scumming like that, but I like to explore and probe this world, and I don't fully understand the rules for... Don't fully understand all of the rules, for what will do things and what won't do things. So, sometimes we cause problems, like accidentally slaughtering the village. Oh god, wait, we also have to get the factory one again. It's fine, we can speedrun it. Save often, especially when there's choices. But man, man, because I want to know more about that. I want to interact more with that, but part of why I want to reload is because I suspect that might be the way to interact more, is we get that interaction, we get that experience, and then we come back later after something else has happened, maybe? I was really hoping that hacking more would, like, give further layers of thoughts, but no, it just kills it, which is very not cool. But here, so we'll talk to it, then we'll grab the things. Oh right, okay, so we kill these first. But yeah, interesting. So he's trying to contemplate the meaning of life, which not to immediately go back to stand on Zanzibar, but to immediately go back to stand on Zanzibar. One of the big plot points I'm currently at is I get spoilers for Stand on Zanzibar. It's one of those books though that's like the plot is. I'm gonna talk about stuff. I need to just not worry about it too much. But it's the plot is
Machine. I think something's wrong with it.
the plot is somewhat less material than just getting to experience the world. Exist in this world. Basically, one of the countries in that world, unlocked or figured out a way to genetically manipulate their people and basically doing some cloning and then tweaking of those bases is their thought, so then they could genetically optimize and create like superhumans and yada yada yada. And the person who figured out how to do it does not want to do it because he sees the problems with trying to basically create an person and trying to create things that are basically improved versions because, you know, again, who's determining what's improved, so on and so forth, and there can be unintended consequences. For example, he was doing some of his research testing on apes. We want factory entrance? Factory. City ruins near factory? Factory entrance, there we go. And basically made them more intelligent, gave them capacity for speech and such. And of the 5 of them he did that to, 4 of them ended up committing suicide. And this game makes me nervous because you've got a contemplative machine high up on a tower contemplating the meaning of life, and I am concerned for it. Yeah, because I mean, it's interesting, I think, for a machine to be contemplating the nature of its existence, to be clear. Because for a human or, you know, other living things, oh, please tell me that it's not that. Did we not have the quest yet? I'm so mad. It's okay. Well, I might do that off camera. We'll call that good. Let's go to the bunker and go from there. I don't want to do a whole lot off camera, but like that is quick. I thought this would be quick and talk, but that's more than I've got stuff lined up for. It's very interesting to me. Because most living things do not have a purpose to their creation. There's not in my view, there's not a reason for that. I know there are some people that believe there is some sort of divine hand in creation and whatnot. That's not me. I have a lot of trouble. I have a lot of trouble getting with that. In any case, I think that things simply exist. There's not a motivated creation. Uh-oh.
I killed my father. I killed my mother. I killed my father. I killed my mother. And in his hand he coldly gripped both the joy of growing up and the agony of being alone.
Huh. Is that one machine? Is this a story of one machine who did that? Or is this the story of the machine? Because the aliens you can consider their mother or father.
That concludes our report on the events surrounding the alien wreckage. Then they were dead this whole time. The Council of Humanity needs time to formulate a plan. Until then, this information must be kept confidential. Speak of it to no one. Of course, your next mission is to gather additional intel on the individual known as Pascal.
You mean that freaky machine we ran into?
This order comes directly from the Council. Knowledge of such unique individuals is essential for the success of future missions. Understood.
Now, that simple? Is something wrong? No? Good. Then carry on with your mission. Okay. Let's check our mail. So I don't think that there's motivated creation for
Commander
most living
sure is a
things.
slave driver, huh? And now we have to go back to the city ruins.
Thanks,
Why don't
Nines.
we rest a little
Oh.
bit, 2B? It's been a while.
I'll rest if I feel like it.
I mean, fair. But so I don't think that most living things have a motivation for their creation. But with the machines, they had a creator that they could have asked. But I don't think they were necessarily in a position to ask that when they killed them. But I don't know. So having tangible physical evidence, not having to take on faith, but tangible evidence of your creators, and having to muse about that, of why do we exist? Huh. Oh, so we could do the fish thing again? Great. But oh wow, thanks Jackass for emailing us about the fish after this momentous occasion for humanity. Also, why is this showing as like a quest marker? Weird. Okay, game, sure.
This job can be pretty rough sometimes, huh?
We don't get to choose our assignments, and you should work on keeping your opinions in check. You aren't allowed to be emotional, remember?
I think some of us are better at that than others. Speaking of emotion, those Adam and Eve units sure seemed less than logical.
I'm heading to the transporter.
Fine.
Wow. Yeah, let's take a break. I do feel like it. It would be very interesting to contemplate the nature of your creation and existence when there is probably evidence that you can go look at. I mean, because presumably there's something left by the aliens about why they created the machines and why they created them the way they did. Oh, that's it. We probably need to use one of those things to transport back because we don't get our flight units. Yeah, okay. I'm a goof. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, I remember in school being asked to analyze literature, which like I'm doing that to a certain to be good job, to be. You just got wrecked by a tube, ma'am. Please. I guess we can talk to Pascal and do that a little bit, but I often got frustrated being asked to analyze literature in school because a lot of times it was classics that had been analyzed to high hell and had accepted interpretations that in some cases I could find discussions by the authors basically saying, no, what the F are people on about? Why are this is not what it means? And that, obviously that's not around for a lot of like old classics, but I don't know. It's enough times I saw things about authors basically going like, this book of mine's, people seem to have X interpretation. I meant it as why. The thing is, like, again, ultimately, it means what people, it means to people what it means to them, right? Like, whatever the author's intent. Look, you can say that it's pronounced GIF all you want. Most people have settled on GIF. But I think there's a difference between engaging with a piece of media and getting your own reading on it and exploring that, thinking about that, trying to figure things out, trying to think about it and understand themes, and basically reworking it into an entirely new piece of media that has an orthodoxy that it's not even analysis anymore. Where was I going with this? Why was I bringing that up? Wow, yeah, for the life of me, Johan.exe stopped working. Yes.
Those machines cost quite the ruckus, don't you think?
We need to talk.
Of course. I'll help however I can.
Oh, that's it. In any case, so it bothered me because, you know, we could just go ask, right? Like, if you're going to give me a quiz about what this thing means, just we can go ask the author, right? Because there's not necessarily a right or a wrong answer. If you want me to go explore something for the sake of me thinking about it, awesome. Have me write as many essays as you want, but if you tell me one more time that there's a particular way to read X thing, no, shut up. So I think the question of, like, you know, why are we developed? You can come up with a whole bunch of different, or why do living things exist? You can come up with a lot of different answers. And yes, I know some people feel there's various different books, but again, you can choose whichever book you think fits, right? Whereas with the machines, even then, I suppose there would be multiple different books if there is anything left over from the aliens. You know, different ones may have had different thoughts about why the machines were made, but you could still probably reconstruct some historical reasons for it. You could get some facts about, like, you know, they were made to conduct a war and so on and so forth, that I don't think most living things would get. So it's another one of those things where, well, we're similar because we may muse about such things, but we're different in that, in theory, I think the machines probably do get an answer. Unless this is trying to make us think about, I mean, having not seen the humans for a very long time, perhaps they're going to be some sort of godlike analogy. So maybe it's to make us think about that, you know, some of the machines being named Adam and Eve, maybe that's an intended read. Johan. Let's ask about the aliens. You know anything about the aliens? The aliens? You mean the ones who created us? I'm sorry, there's not much I can tell you. We've been fighting for centuries without a single message from them. I guess you could say that the fact they never give us orders anymore is also a reason why we quit fighting.
Yes, Tubi?
Pascal,
Yes, Tubi?
Mm-hmm.
aside from this village, are there any other machines that are cut off from the network?
I suppose that unpleasant songstress you so kindly defeated in the amusement park wasn't part of the network.
You mean that singing thing?
Oh, and of course there's the Forest Kingdom, but
Forest Kingdom?
yes, it's a vast woodland area not far from here. There's a group of machines there attempting to build a nation of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
They're quite hostile to outsiders, however. We can't so much as go near the place.
Where is it?
Northeast of the city ruins. You should be able to reach it by passing through the ruins of the commercial facility. If you go, however, be careful. Things have been rather rough there lately.
This Forest Kingdom sounds like something we should check out.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so we'll leave exploring the kingdom for next time. I think we can do one, maybe two more little save. One or two more little side quests, but yeah, I don't know. Humans and machines. Okay, map mode. So that's trying to get us to the kingdom. Ah, right. So mysterious letter, one of the locations is in there. Desert. Okay. We can check out that and then the mystery signal. Guessing that has something to do with an oasis, but yeah, let's check those out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So desert center. I do often wonder about some of the animals that we've been able to figure out have at least like some self-concept and, you know, or at the very least are very intelligent. But I mean, like, do dogs ever wonder why they exist? Cats, we've seen them recognize themselves and particular people and be able to like map digital things onto the real world. They've got a decent concept of what's going on. Do they ever wonder why they exist? I mean, I feel like cats are just thoroughly unbothered by such things. Same with dogs, right? But I mean, like, I guess there's also like, do they even have... Are there words for it? Come you here to challenge the trials? Indeed! Then enter and be welcome. Oh! Oh, it's a torch! I definitely thought that just half his face was on fire. But like dolphins and crows, very intelligent things. Octopi. Octopi are interesting because they're very intelligent, but a lot of their reasoning capacity, or at least their tentacles have neurons, is my understanding, and can act semi-independently. And there's a lot of like, oh goodness. So these desert ones are less hostile to us. But as I understand it, there's some reasoning capacity there, which is quite interesting. Pursuant to Rule 24,389, we shall bear witness to the trials. Oh God. Actually, we should talk to more of them. But it's just, I don't know. I wonder if other creatures have such questions, or if is it not necessarily our intelligence that sets humans apart from animals, but the amount that we're bothered by things. I obviously still a different level of stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I think about it sometimes. Never had any answers, so probably not a productive line, but fun to think about. You're not one of us, but I have to respect Rule 15,392, so I won't kill you. That's a lot of rules. So you're taking the trials then in accordance with 29,450. I wish you good luck. Okay, look, man, if there's a rule that you have to wish me good luck, you can keep it. I've tried my luck at the trials at least 100 times now, but I haven't been able to clear a single one of them. Is it going to be combat, or is it going to be like a knowledge test? Rules are everything here. As long as you abide, you'll be fine. Rule 30,225. Respect must be paid to those undertaking the trials. Rule 21, always return a greeting. Rule 31,564 demands that you stay quiet during the trials. Oh, that's not going to go well for me. This is a sacred place where we worship the masks and the rules. As per Rule 2858, I will now provide a more thorough explanation. In this place, we select the true masked one. Okay, what makes one the true mask? Well, okay, I guess whoever completes the trials. Okay, but the masks themselves are interesting, so rules and masks are worshipped. I guess masks, I haven't looked at them super closely, but maybe masks are a way of, they can individualize them, personalize those, and use that to differentiate, which would make a lot of sense. That's a lot of rules, though. But I guess that's formulating some sort of society. It's also interesting because Pascal did not mention them as machines off the network. So are these still networked, or have they simply not interacted? In order to become the true Masked One, 6 trials must be overcome. If you possess the will to continue, register yourself at the reception area. Sure. Trial of Sand accepted. Very well. You are not allowed to use items in this arena, so keep your hands where I can see them. For Rule 60,513. Ever more rules. I shall accept your request to challenge the trial. Which trial do you wish to challenge? Screw hearing the rules. Okay. So without using the pod? Oh. So no pressing the trigger. That wasn't too bad. This is going to be worse. But maybe we can hack? Or actually, they're low enough level that I think we can just cruise. Yeah. Okay. Sir. Sir, please. Whoop. God, that's a lot of green fire. Why is there so much green fire? Ooh, and... Okay, we are healing, so we still get to use our chips, just not our pod. Okay. And that's fine so long... It's fine if they get hella dropped in, so long as they aren't still flying, because if they're still flying, and we can't use our pod, we're a little SOL there, aren't we? Okay. I will say, not using the pod is kinda satisfying. Like, there's less just extreme amounts of noise, and we can pay a little more attention to the melee. Man, is that... So there's 61,443 rules before how you win? Goodness. Okay. Sure. Are you puzzled by the masks we wear? Then permit me to grant an explanation. Oh. Well then, yes. Long ago, it is said the land was a great kingdom inhabited by a people who wore such masks. In an attempt to better understand our ancient predecessors, we have chosen to emulate their ways. Let's do... I think we can do at least one more. Maybe we can do half of them. Although, the level is increasing rapidly. Oh! I'm good at that one. Although now we have to use... Or we can use the pod again. Yeah, look, I forget to evade like 90% of the time, so... This should be easy for me. But crash. Ouch. We've got decent healing, though. Okay. So far, so good. Oh, hitting them, like, rotates their cannon? Oh, no, I wasn't locked on! Now, what is bothering me about not being able to dodge is not being able to run. Because I like running. Running around is nice, so having to walk is frustrating, but... Okay. Big boys. Oh, dear. When they get going... Okay, that didn't count as a dodge, even though I accidentally hit the thing. Okay, we need to figure out at least one to kill, because it is going to really hurt otherwise. I think that was hitting towards one. Okay, dealing some damage. Okay, we got We got 1 down. 2 down? Oh god, but we are low on health. So, we can't use the items, I guess? But, yeah, our chips are still going. But, yeah, it didn't do any sort of self-heal? Okay. Whew! Yay! Well done, in accordance with the rule. Okay, I grant the reward. Ooh! Okay. Like the titanium alloy. Life in the desert takes a toll in ways both large and small. The rules help us cope with hardship. As such, we continue to expand them so that all might ease their daily lives. Yeah. I've got one more in me. I've got one more attempt in me. Okay. Okay. Suddenly level 50? That's a bit of an uptick. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Well. Yeah, not having the auto heal, or having the things auto heal, we're going... Yeah, we're gonna have to come back to be the true masked one, I think. I'm not well built. A pity. Pursuant to Rule 61,891, I suggest you challenge the trial again. Okay, so now we know about this. I would love to see where this goes, because I'm curious about the desert dwellers. Let's do one more. Let's do one more thing, because I don't like leaving on a failure like that. Oh, crunchy. Let's check out the other thing that we're going to look for in the desert. Although this might have been that other thing, so... Let's look. Map. Minimap. Yes, okay, so this is that... so this is the other thing. But we can go... Whoop! Oh, wait. Trial of Sand. I thought that one of these was the viewpoint. Huh. Intriguing. Very intriguing. So lost track of that, but... Yeah, okay. Let's go check out the other mystery, and then we'll... I think that's going to be a mysterious letter one, though. And then we'll probably do another one of those for next time. Apologies for the cut there. There was a tapping upon my chamber door. See, I feel like stuff like that. I remember seeing folks recording videos, and you know they would have like, oh, stand up because there was something, but you can leave in the like, oh, you standing up and such. Which when I'm just an ink blob, I can't do that. There's not that lovely little transition moment. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Watch your step around here. There might be ancient relics buried just beneath the surface. Me? I'm researching the old world. You guys are with Yorho, right? Say, if you find anything in the desert that looks like a relic, can you bring it to me? I'll find a way to reward you for the trouble. Ooh! Interesting. So what I'm getting here is that maybe, instead of doing it kind of piecemeal like I'm doing, maybe I should run around and just talk to all of these markers. Not today, but seems like a lot of these folks are just giving quests that are around a lot of places, so I'm gonna highlight that. I think maybe that's the thing. Maybe next episode, let's go through and let's just try and get all of the quests we can and then we'll do the next chunk and start working on a couple of them. But it seems like a lot of these are quest giving, or maybe I just got unlucky with these ones because I was looking for something to sort of wind down with. But it seems like there are a lot of quest givers. So let's try and find out what quests we've got options for, and then we'll explore the kingdom. But for now, I must bid you adieu. This has been lovely. It's nice getting rolling on it again. I know there was a lot of yapping. Hopefully some of it was at least interesting. Maybe you'll go check out Stand on Zanzibar or Evangelion if you haven't already. But thank you for coming with me for some of these little mini quests. And I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, night, or whatever it is when you're watching this, and that you know, do good things for yourself. Take care of yourself, do what you need to do. And thank you for hanging out with me for the past hour or so. But I must bid you adieu. So, go out, do those great things. But for now, bye!